and welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bricks and bookish things and anything that takes me fancy, really. How are you? Welcome to this week's upload. This is going to be a little bit different because I was going to do a weekly vlog, and it's kind of like a weekly vlog, but I'm mainly going to be doing this on Saturday. It's Saturday the 16th of May today, and I'm just going to catch you up, have a little chat. What you been up to, my darlings? What you been doing? Anything exciting? I've not really. I've been in a strange kind of funk. Do you know what I mean? Um, kind of lost the ability to feel anything. I feel a bit apathetic. It happens. Do you know what I mean? Strange things. In between the grief and the menopause, these things happen. So I've not been doing a lot really. I've been sleeping and reading and just not interacting with anybody or doing anything. That's the reality of life. Do you know what I mean? We a lot of the times online we see people curating a perfect life, and sometimes life ain't perfect, is it? Sometimes life's hard and sharp and difficult, and or nothing much is going on. For most of us, it's pretty boring. So this is the reality. So anyway, I thought I'd update you on what I've been up to. I have been reading quite a lot. I finally finished Of the Flesh, which is 18 stories of modern horror, and this was great. My favourite one is Apples. I've talked about it before on a vlog, which is about this woman who buys a house from an older lady, and the older lady's not what she thinks, and the apple tree in the garden gives her something she wasn't expecting. It's very good. I like a lot of collections, and I love a short story collection or anthology. This would be an anthology because it's more than one author. Then some of them were great, some of them were brilliant, some of them didn't quite hit the mark, and some of them were a bit meh. Do you know? But all in all, great collection, fantastic cover, isn't it? So I enjoyed that one. I also read this, The Ascent by Ronald Malvey. This is one of his earlier ones. I believe it came out in 2022. So yeah, this is really good. It's kind of like a horror thriller. It's about this man, and um, he's called Tim, and he almost dies in an accident when he's climbing on his own when he shouldn't be. Um, and then he sees the ghost of someone who helps him out of it. Anyway, turns out to be much more complicated than that, and he gets invited by his lay wife's friend from college um, to go on this climb into a really difficult part of the Himalayas in Tibet called the Canyon of Souls, which no one has ever seen before. And there's him and there's six other men, and they all set off. And of course, it ends up being a lot more dangerous than they thought. It's also kind of like a psychological thriller because the guy who's organised it is called Andrews. There's something weird about him, and they're not really sure why he's arranged it and how he knows these different men and why they're doing it. Right? Why are they all doing it? It's just crazy, especially after the first accident. Why wouldn't they just turn back? So it's all a bit weird. It's also very kind of mystical. It goes into Tibetan mythology, and yeah, it's brilliant. Great twists and turns. I really enjoyed it. It was brilliant. Really enjoyed it. I love Ronald Malfi's writing anyway. His writing is very descriptive. This is beautiful. The imagery in this is stunning. I mean, I don't know anything about, you know, extreme climbing, which is what this is, right? Like Everest and the rest of it. So he must have done a lot of research. It was very, very good. I've also read this one by Caitlin Doherty. Somebody recommended this to me. Now, I've always had a kind of a morbid fascination with death. Always have done, really. I think it's probably because I've been surrounded by a lot of it in my life. But it fascinates me, the idea of the separation that we have as humans from death is kind of sanitized for us in the West, isn't it? And in a lot of civilizations, it's not. It's very much in your face. This is, she's a mortician, she's American. It's from here to eternity, traveling the world to find the good death. And so basically, she travels around the world to different parts of the world and how they deal with death. You know, from the open air cremations to the people who live with their dead and bring them out every year and clean them and set them up as if they're still alive. Absolutely brilliant. I couldn't stop reading this. It was absolutely fascinating. She's also got, and I'm sure this is true for most people, in the funeral industry, she has a really dark sense of humour, which comes through in this. It's excellent. A fantastic cover. Obviously, she goes to the Muertos de los Dios as well in Mexico. Again, when they sit and, during that festival, at the graveside of their dead and ancestors and talk to them and have dinner with them. So it's that kind of idea of what is a good death, and perhaps as in the West we hide it away, it's hidden away from us, and perhaps it shouldn't be. So fascinating. I'm also reading another one of hers at the moment. This is the first one she wrote. It's called Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematorium. This is when she first started working in a funeral home and a crematorium. Again, same kind of humour. She's very young at this point. It's her first job. And there's no holds barred. This actually tells you in detail um, about the death industry and the fact that it is an industry, really, especially in the West. It is for us. Do you know, we pay a lot of money for people to take it away and hide it and just give us some, a little urn full of sanitized remains. And so it's fascinating. Absolutely loved it. So I'm loving it. I'm only just started it, so I've started reading this. I've also got another one of hers coming, which is this one. Well, the cats eat my eyeballs after I die. And this is because of a conversation I had with my friend Mandy, who's she's my friend local to me. And when my husband died a couple of years ago, she was the first one here that day because she only lives on the road. And we were talking about the fact that I live on my own now, and my family are like 3 hours away from me. And if nobody could get in contact with me, there's a good chance my family would ring her and say, "Can you pop round and check she's all right?" And she says, "What if I find you dead?" And I went, "Well, you'll probably find me half eaten because the cats will eat me." And so I thought, is that actually true? I don't know if that's true or not. Is that just a myth? That I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So I bought this book. It's written by the same author, and it's all these myths about what happens to your body after you die. So if I was to die, if I was to die in my house, and it's morbid, this isn't it? But would my cats eat my eyeballs? I want to know. So that'll be here on Monday. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm sorry about my voice. My voice is gone again. It keeps coming and going. It's very, very annoying. But yeah, I think I'm just in a morbid frame of mind, really. I did study, forensics and criminal psychology, so there's always that kind of fascination with the hereafter. What happens after? Not sure anything happens after. I think my beliefs are quite atheist at the moment, but I've been through other ones, so that could change again in a minute. So on the on the subject of ghostliness, I'll collect ghosts. My friend Melina sent me a lovely little postcard. We did a buddy read during Old School April of In Every Generation by Kendara Blake. And she knows I love ghosts. So she sent me this, a ghost in a bookcase. I'm gonna come back as a ghost. When I die, if I haven't read all the books on my TBR, which is over there, is that right at this one. That little shelf there is full, double stacked. That's my TBR shelf. If I haven't read them by the time I die, I'm going to come back. I'm going to haunt my bookcase. That's what I'm going to do. But yeah, so that was really sweet of her. I got I decided I was going to start knitting, sewing again. I love embroidery. I thought I'm going to do cross stitch, and my sister Sue, she loves cross stitch like I used to, but she has trouble because of her vision doing it from a pattern. So she has these kind of coloured ones, and you match the colours. It's like sewing by numbers, sewing by colour. You're painting, painting by numbers. kind of like sewing by colour. I wish I got it near me, but it's not near me. I got it out I bought this kit, or she gave me a kit. I got it out to do it, and all the cottons were there, and the pattern and the Aida, but no needles, which was a pain, and no way to sort the cotton. So anyway, so I thought I'd better buy myself some needles. So they put them in a test tube now. What's that about? All different sizes. They were cheap enough. And then I thought, oh, in that case, I need a pincushion. So, because I gave him my pincushion. This. Are you ready? That didn't work, did it? I don't know what. Hang on. Let's try again. Oh my lord. So you're supposed to kind of. Oh god. So you. So you're supposed to kind of smack it on. Oh, there you go. I just need to be a bit more gentle. There he is, little turtle pin cushion for my arm. They've also sent me a load of dressmaking pins, which I'm never going to use. This is a needle threader, never going to use it. And then the strangest thimble I've ever seen. It's got no top on it. How's that a thimble? How's that a thimble? Anyway, so that came just, and at the moment I am building some Lego. Project Hail Mary. Now, I love this book. It's no mystery. I mention it a lot. It's one of my favourite sci-fis of all time. And I've been waiting a long time for this. It came a couple of weeks ago, so I decided I was going to make it. There's Ryan Gosling as Grace, and of course there's Rocky. We all want our own Rocky, don't we? So I just started this last night. I'm currently on bag 3, and so far I have this, which I think is the base. I have this, which spins around because it's got a mechanism in it. And I have this. Let me turn him round. Can you see that? So there's Ryland Grace and there's Rocky, with the screen in between, like in the film. I probably won't display them like this. I'll probably display them differently, but how cute is that? So it's like the inside of the ship if you haven't seen the film. But yeah, so, and today, of course, as I say, Saturday the 16th of May, and tonight is Eurovision, which I'm not sure if, any of my American friends know what that is, but it's basically a song competition. But it's so bad, it's good kind of thing, right? It's very, very camp. Um, Everybody hates the 5 ones who get it through automatically, who pay for it, one of those, which is the UK. So we always get nil point. It's done in both English and French. It's mental. It's mental. So we're going to give that a go tonight. I enjoy it. It's good fun. Used to have Eurovision parties. It's all a bit contentious at the moment, of course, with the political things that are going on around the world. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, so that's me up to date. That's the last few days up to date. I'll try and I'll try and keep up. But as I said, my life is not that interesting. It was a beautiful sunny day here yesterday. It's freezing cold today. So who knows what's going to happen next? Who knows what's going to happen? But anyway, I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday, whatever you're doing, my darlings. Let me know what you're up to. I live vicariously through you, because I can't really leave the house. So, but yeah, honestly, don't really want it, to be honest. I think I'm becoming a bit hermit-like. I mean, frankly, everything I love is in my house, right? My Lego, my books, my cats, food, water. Why do I need to leave? Do you know what I mean? But anyway, I spent 20 years of my life travelling the world, so perhaps I've burnt myself out. Perhaps I've had enough out. Perhaps I've had enough out. I just want to stay in now. Who knows? But anyway, I'll catch up with you again soon, my loves. Take care of yourselves and each other. and I will catch up with you in a couple of days. Bye-bye.
So there it is, done. And it's brilliant, the mechanism on this. I'm going to see if I can do it with one hand, which always proves to be a problem. So this is in the film. If you've seen the film or read the book, that separates off from the ship. And then it means that, oops, if I turn it all the way around, that they can have artificial gravity. So, and you could obviously push it back the other way. And there's Ryland Grace, and there's Rocky. Brilliant, brilliant build. It is a lot of technique though, if you're a Lego person. If you don't like technique, I'd avoid it.
Hello, my loves. It's Monday, the 18th of May, and it is raining. Well, actually, we've had all the weather today: rain, hail, sunshine, showers. It's pitch black at the moment 'cause we've got a thunderstorm coming, so all the weather in one day. There you go. It's Monday the 18th, as I said. I think I said that already, or I might have done, or I don't know. I haven't really done a lot today. I've done all my housework, little bits around the house that I have to do. I have to pace myself because my legs aren't too good. But and I've done a load of washing, and I've cuddled cats. I've read quite a lot. I'm currently reading in my bed Kindle this, which is called The Theory of Everything Else by Dan Schreiber. He's one of the QI elves, one of the QI of the TV program. Used to be Stephen Fry's, and I think it's Sandy Toksvig now who presents it. And he's one of the like the data people. He finds out all the information they use. They're called QI elves. And so this is like just a book about random stuff. It's great fun. Very, very humorous. Easy to read and put down when I'm half asleep at night. So I'm reading that. I'm also reading on my Kindle downstairs. We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer, which I've had on my Kindle for ages. And everybody says, you need to read it, Shaz. It's such a good book. And I thought, perhaps it's time. Books are like wine, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Buying books and reading books, very different hobbies, right? So I buy a book and I put it on the shelf and I let it just ferment, just mature. And at some point, I pull it off and it's ready. It's ready to drink, right? Ready to read. And so this is one of them, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm about halfway through. It's a horror thriller. I'm sure it's been around for a long time, so I'm sure a lot of you have already read it. So it's about this couple and two women. They've bought this house to do up in the middle of nowhere, and one day, one of them, Eve, is at home alone, waiting for her partner to come back, Charlie. And there's a knock on the door, and there's a family on the doorstep, a mom and dad, two little boys and a little girl. And he says, I used to live here, the dad. Do you mind if I come in and have a look around? And because she's one of those people who likes to please everyone, she lets them in. Would you do that? Honestly, people, would you do that? No, I wouldn't. I'd slam the door in their face. But anyway, she lets them in. Then the little girl goes missing. She goes hiding. Then a partner, Charlie, comes back, and eventually they leave. And then, of course, there's a snowstorm, and so they have to let them back in because they couldn't get down the mountain. I think they're on a mountain or high up. They couldn't get down the road; it was all blocked, and then lots of weird shenanigans start happening. So it's a horror psychological thriller, and yeah, it's very, very good. So it's just ramping up at the moment. Even it was just a bit weird. I mean, I just wouldn't let anyone in my house. Don't know about you lot. I wouldn't, certainly. Yesterday, I finished, what is it? Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Doherty, which is Lessons from a Crematorium. I absolutely loved this. I'm still waiting for a third one, which is, what's it called? Do Cats Eat My Eyeballs or something? It's basically like myths around. Wouldn't tell you because this was her first book, isn't it? But anyway, it's like myths around death and dying. And one of them is, if you were to die in your house, would your cat eat your eyeballs? I'm waiting for that one to come. I've ordered it twice now from two different places. Neither time it's arrived. So think there's something trying to stop that getting to me. It's a bit worrying. But I'm going to read that next when it comes. But I also finished yesterday Victorian Psycho by Virginia Fato. Again, this is one that's Merlin. Could you please leave that alone, sweet boy? He's my middle fur child. He's a little monkey. He wants cuddles. Anyway, Victorian Psycho. Sorry, got distracted by the cat. This has been on another one that's been on my library for a long time, and everybody I know who was a horror fan said I should read it. This splits opinion very, very, very evenly. I think people either really get it or they really don't. I found it terribly wicked. It was macabre. It's about this woman who takes this governess job. It's historical fiction, obviously, it's Victorian times, and she's not all she claims to be. There's a darkness in her, and it is gory and gruesome and really wicked. I mean, it's wickedly good. I really enjoyed it. I spent a lot of time going, "Oh, that's a bit much," and then going and laughing, just laughing because it was just so funny. The whole thing is told in her voice, her thoughts and her feelings, and yeah, she's a tricky ducky. But I really enjoyed it. It was very short as well. It was only like 190 pages, 185 pages. It was novella size anyway, so it only took me like an hour and a half to read. Today I bought myself a book from Amazon that I've been waiting to get, and I just thought, I fancy some more sci-fi. So I bought this, which is the sci-fi anthology, Other Worlds, Star Lore and Moon Myths. I don't know how many stories are in here, but it's basically sci-fi short stories. I don't really know any more than that, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stories in there from different authors. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's done by a small press, like an indie publisher, I believe. And I do like to support indie publishers. Um, yeah, AFW Publishing. So I don't know who they are, but so a lovely cover, isn't it? I love the colours. I love pink and purple and blues, and so I'm looking forward to that. Also today, I ordered myself a new embroidery. These are ones that are kind of like basically paint by numbers. They're kind of like sew by numbers. That's the actual. That's what it's going to end up like. This little bee in honeycomb, but it looks quite big, doesn't it? So all the cottons and everything's in there. So I'm gonna have a go at that. But apart from that, my darling, not a lot going on really. I hope you're okay. I hope you're keeping well. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's it. My life's pretty low key. And also at the moment, I don't know if other people are feeling this and or it's just me. I feel quite disconnected at the moment, especially from like social media. And I post like, apart from on here, I post on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm just kind of disconnected from it. I'm not even scrolling anymore, really. If I do post, I just kind of post and go. Um, I'm just kind of disconnected, not only from that, but from my life a little bit. I don't. I feel a bit apathetic. I don't know whether that's just me in my situation on my own, and after losing my husband, I don't know if it's just me or it's a world thing because the world's on fire, isn't it? I don't know really, but anyway, hopefully it'll pass. I just keep getting up, doing what I gotta do, and getting through the days, and hopefully the apathy will get past. Hopefully, but anyway, apart from that, I'm enjoying my reading. I'm enjoying my Lego. I'm hopefully going to enjoy my sewing. So all is well with the world, is it not, my darlings? So I will check in on Wednesday before I post this. But yeah, that's where I am at the moment. So you take care, my loves. I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Okay, let's sign off another week's vlog. Mainly reading this week. I did finish last night this one. We used to live here by Marcus Cluer. I was a little bit disappointed. I've got to be honest. It was a great idea, but it was just too long. It was too convoluted, and the middle of it just wasn't needed. I believe this started as a short story, and I'm sure it worked brilliantly as a short story because the idea is creepy. I spoke about this yesterday, Monday. It's Wednesday now, Wednesday the 20th. So the idea that somebody turns up at your doorstep and says, "I used to live here, can I have a look around?" Firstly, don't let them in. What? But then start weird things starts happening, and it starts off as like a psychological thriller. Then it becomes a horror. Then it becomes cosmic because there's all this kind of alternate realities thing. It's just too complicated for a story that would have been brilliant without any of it. Do you know what I mean? So it was a little bit, I found it a little bit disappointing. So I gave it 3 stars, which is my lowest rating. I rarely rate below that because I've usually DNF'd before I get to there. There's a few where I've like in book clubs where I've forced myself through and they've got lower ratings, but the actual story, the premise of the story itself is like, would you let anyone in your house somewhere if they weren't what they seemed? Is really creepy. It's kind of like that Get Out kind of vibe. But yeah, disappointing, honestly. So that was a shame. So I finished that one and then just arrived. I've said this one's been cursing me because I've ordered it twice. Will my cat eat my eyeballs? And other questions about dead bodies. I'm going to start reading this. This has actually got loads of illustrations and stuff. I'm just trying to find what I can actually show you. There you go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to start reading that now. And I'm watching a little bit of Lauren the Mortician on YouTube. Is one of my favourite YouTubers, her and Caitlin Doherty. I love their stuff. There's also I've just found a new lady called the Museum Guide, and I think she's American, Canadian maybe. She lives in the UK. I think her husband's British, and she goes around all these different places and gives you a guide of them. So she's just done Highgate Cemetery. She's now in the big Paris one, where Oscar Wilde's buried. Fascinating. I'm a bit of a tapophile, which is, somebody who's obsessed with cemeteries and graveyards. I love them. So it's just whole human life, isn't it? Reduced to a gravestone. It's fascinating to me. I want to know what they were, how they lived, who they were. You know what I mean? So yeah. But so I'm watching that. I'm going to start reading my book. My Tesco delivery's just come. So I've got food, mainly milk because I was running out of milk. And yeah, all is well with the world. It's a very drizzly grey day here in Devon today. And yeah, so that's my week. How quick do these weeks go, my friends? They really go quickly, don't they? I haven't got anything else planned that I'm aware of. Still waiting for my friend to come into my garden and put my hard standing in. The weather's been so wet, she's not been able to do any of it. So hopefully, we're supposed to have a heat wave next week. So next week's vlog will be me being miserable because I'm too hot. I don't mind this kind of weather. I prefer to be cold. So, but anyway, that's it, my lovelies. That was my reading, my Lego bits and bobs, and yeah, my very, very simple, quiet life. I hope you're all well. I hope you've had a good week. Let me know what you've been reading. Let me know what you've been doing. Let me know what you've been building. Let me know what you're up to. And remember, stay warm, stay hydrated, keep reading fantastic books, building Lego, doing whatever brings you joy. And if you enjoyed this, give me a big thumbs up and consider subscribing if you want to hear me witter on some more in my little safe corner of the internet. And I'll see you all next week. Take care, my loves. Bye.